Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Overtalk. I am joined by, I would say, a special guest, but she's been here multiple times.
I'm a I'm a recurring character now.
All Too Scrap has joined me once
Yep.
again. Um, so yes, the current subject we're talking about today is our thoughts on the first week of Overwatch 2. Ooh boy, we 1 week? We're in 1 week in from Overwatch 2. All the hype has been generated. A bomb has gone off, tactical nuke style.
I don't know. I've only heard negative things about the game. It just is kind of like underwhelming. Like I feel like it's not awful, like it's not like completely crash and burn, but just everyone's just filled with a sense of like disappointment from it.
Yeah, I do feel that.
People are mad about the skins and like the price barrier to get the skins. The battle pass feels like way too much effort, and the rank system isn't quite what it was cracking up to be.
Yeah, I know how you feel about that. So, our first subject on the list is the new hero Kiriko. So, I'll
Mm-hmm.
start off with my thoughts. She's a good support. I think this is the
Yep.
first time I can possibly say in Blizzard's history that they dropped a character that wasn't overpowered but wasn't shit on release. It's just good. She is good in my opinion. She's not terrible and she's not overly powered. She's not so broken like Brig, but she's not so terrible like Lucio when he first released.
Mm-hmm.
She's just good.
I agree. I think they actually did do a good job of balancing Kiriko because she feels like it feels like the skill floor is high enough with her like secondary fire, her kunai that you can't just go and delete people with her. You actually have to aim and get the headshots and double dink them. But her healing output is high enough that she does a decent amount of healing, and obviously her abilities are super fun to play. My only gripe is that I feel like her E takes a second too long for like the animation, but other than that, I think she's like pretty good.
What is her E again? I play on a controller. I don't know.
Oh yeah, her E is the little like mini immortality field where
Oh,
like
her
freezes her
Suzu.
health. Her
Her Suzu.
Suzu, yeah, that
So
cleanse.
interesting you bring that up. A lot of people have contention about the character and what she has and what she does. So in terms of overall, three things come up as to people who do not like the character. And the three most common things that I see all the time for her is one, people claim she has massive amount of heals and she does huge healing. Math for you here, she at maximum does 120 if you hit every single talisman. If you hit all the
Is that just like
talismans,
over like one clip
no,
or
her and she heals like for her entire like clip before she has to like do her animation to get more talisman in her reserves. That means all 10 have to be shot out, and she does 120.
okay, so they each roughly do about 10, maybe like 11 or 12, okay?
Each roughly do about 10 through 15 health.
Mm-hmm.
And just putting it out there, that's not a lot.
Yeah, to me her healing output felt more similar to like Mercy, where she sort of just can like heal up one person pretty fast, but she's not going to be like keeping the entire team alive. Although I did play what are they called? A quick play classic type game the other day where I kept like tanks alive as Kiriko for like
The
it was like a 10-minute overtime. It
but
was
no,
ridiculous.
she doesn't have a lot of healing, and I think the reason people think it's a lot of healing is because unlike other healers, say like Ana or Baptiste, you're having a constant stream similar to Mercy, so people think it's a lot of healing because you see like 10 projectiles going into somebody, but it's not a lot of healing proportional to
Hmm.
how much what you see.
Doesn't her Suzu heal a tiny bit? I feel like I
No,
tested that in the practice range.
Suzu only takes away status ailments, buffs or debuffs. it only takes away buffs and debuffs, and it also gives you a half second of immort, which a lot of people are complaining, oh, she has an immort ability. Again, half second. Comparably to Baptiste, that's nothing. Baptiste throws his disc out there. It lasts for 5 seconds at maximum, and it has a health bar, so it's harder to kill. The Suzy, you throw it, it maybe hits one person. If they're together, it hits two people. It can barely hit 3. But they have to be, like, crunched up in one spot, not moving. If one person moves away, it'll only hit 2. And it's for a half second, and it only clears the status effects.
Yeah, that checks out.
Overall, I don't think it's as big as everyone makes it out to be. Like a big of a deal. Now, definitely, it does shut down Junker Queen's ultimate for one person, but
It shuts down on a nade as well, if you can, like, get it on your tank.
like I said, it removes buffs and it removes debuffs. So, it can be strong, but in the same regard, the way that I put it is that in order to do some actual saving like it with Baptiste, you would have to time out ultimates or time out near-death experience really precisely, somehow not die yourself, and somehow miraculously heal them and heal out the damage that whatever is inflicting upon them, which you won't do, even if...
Oh, wait. I just tested Suzy in the practice rank. Sorry to cut you off, but it definitely helped. It definitely healed like 1 or 2 ticks of health.
Okay, so it heals 3 HP. Wow.
Yeah.
So great.
I was like,
healing item.
I know.
Overpowered.
I was just thinking like I could swear that it definitely healed someone once because I threw it on them when they were like 0 HP critical, and then they weren't critical anymore.
Maybe
I
it's
just wanted to confirm it.
maybe it's just the thing with like I know burn does like 8 or 9 damage, so maybe it's just to
Yeah.
offset initial burn.
I was thinking it might be similar to like, you know how if you're 0 like you're 1 HP and then Baptiste lamps you, your HP will go up to 20.
Yeah.
I think it might be like that same
Fair
mechanic.
enough. Also, honestly, she's not overpowered. Even with her shuriken,
Yeah,
not shuriken, her kunais that can do double crit shot, you have to be hitting consistent headshots, and you also have to be frontline for be hitting consistent headshots. I don't know many that can do a Kiriko sniper and have it work out, because then she's alone, and you'll
and there's travel time.
You'll fucking die. They'll focus the fuck out of you. People blow her out of proportion.
Yeah, I don't think she's overpowered either. I mean, I do think she'll change the comp meta a lot because Ana's been meta for so long because her nade is so good, but Kiriko Suzu obviously can shut that down, and so I do think she'll change the like support meta, but I don't think she's gonna be like you know, like ruining the game so that you can't play any other support. You have to have a Kiriko on your team. I think other support duos are gonna still be fine.
I will say though, Kiriko is like a Zenyatta to me. She very much feels like a Zenyatta, where she has a little bit of utility that affects the game in a big way, and she also has a minimal healing output. You use her for what she can offer the team rather than her healing output. But Kiriko and Zen, they do not mix. They are atrocious.
Oh, yeah, no. It's like running Lucio Zen.
Lucio Zen isn't a bad idea right now. If you're doing open queue, Lucio Zen kind of works pretty well, because Lucio kind of keeps everyone at like half or above half, barely above half HP most of the time.
Keeps everyone not critical.
Yeah, and you don't have to heal everyone to full to make the team function with the more risky fights going on right now. But
I'm just like more concerned about relearning how to completely play around tanks now that tanks have changed so much. Like, to me, tanks changing is going to affect the support role more than like Kiriko existing.
I will say playing so much, just playing comp and playing quick play in the new game, People are trying to play this like Overwatch 6v6, and it's not going to work. And
Yeah.
I know people are complaining. I see it a lot in the server about
Yeah.
the game being shittier now, being 5v5. To me, I see that as copium, because what I
Mhm.
see instead is,
Intriguing.
again, I can understand the frustration. 5v5 is a very frustrating comp style because you have less reliability, but it also means you have to play as a team. You have to play as a team. You have to group up.
I noticed
You
that.
have to stick together. If you do not function together, you're gone. Your tank isn't there. The tank will die. Your backline will die. You you have to play more timidly and less aggressive. You're essentially the for like the tank, you're the main and the off. You are the flank and the front line. So you have to like play a bit further back, and people just aren't doing that. Even when people like I see all these pros on Twitch doing comp predictions and shit. I'm like, you don't know shit. It's been a week, bro.
Did you
Don't
ever
even.
watch the owl clip where there was this one DPS and he fed like so hard? Like he was trying, it was an owl game, I forget what it was. He was trying to like flank and get kills, and he just was feeding so hard because the second he wasn't with his team, he got like deleted instantly. And it happened like 3 times in a row, and he just kept trying to flank. And you like the pros are like these, supposed to be like really intelligent players, so you think he would realize what he's doing is not working, and he did eventually. It just took him like 4 or 5 tries, I think, because he was just so like used to just like flank on DPS, get a kill, that wins a fight, but like that
Yeah.
wasn't gonna work anymore.
Fundamentally, this is a different kind of game mode, and it does require more team play. So I don't think people are enjoying that as much. But it is a very volatile gameplay mode, and what I can say for it is Overwatch shot themselves in the foot. They did a good thing and then they shot themselves in the foot. So, we'll get into more missing features later on, but for right now, let's discuss the Battle Pass.
Yeah, the battle pass. What level are you at?
Fuck. I just got the Winston skin.
I'm like level like 15 or something. I have not been playing a lot of Overwatch. Last night was the first time I sat down to seriously play
Mm-hmm.
on just like on my own. I tried to do comp. I did it for like 2 hours. I played like I think like 6 games, only won two. So I've been having the not very good Overwatch 2 experience so far.
The Battle Pass is trash. Not
Oh, I
trash in
agree.
the way that I think it was going to be trash. It's worse.
It's worse. That's
I
what we
thought
don't want to hear.
I thought it was going to be a bunch of mediocre skins and some voice lines and like taunts. Instead, it's a bunch of stickers, a few common voice lines, and like 3 legendary skins. I paid $10 for it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the battle pass. I'll buy $10, and I saw it. I'm like, some of this looks good. Some of it looks good. I'll work for it. And then I started leveling up
Hmm.
and leveling up. I'm like, okay, this is extremely grindy just to get this up. It's not easy getting it up there, like to finish it. So
Hmm.
it's definitely a chore. In terms of the payoff, the Genji skin will be nice, but
Yeah.
I don't I don't think having 100 tier battle pass with the amount of shit you have on that battle pass to be very good. Also, we had discussed before about I think coins and shit, but there aren't coins in the game, but you can only get 10 coins, a maximum each week of 50 coins. That's it.
50 coins? Okay. Yeah, that's not very much. It's really not enough to get the.
If you were to do everything every single week, at a maximum you'll get 720 coins by the end of the season. If you do everything, all the coin challenges. Yeah, kind of bad.
I mean, I never held on to the fact that I would get all the coins in the first place.
Also, the other thing that's really hurting Overwatch right now is the way you unlock heroes.
Oh yeah, I had the bug where it thinks you're a new player, and I was like, why can I play as like only like 3 heroes? Like what?
Yeah,
What's this all about?
they lock you into like 4 to 5 heroes, and then you have to play like 3 games on like a certain hero in order to unlock another one. But you have to win those games. So you would have to. It's atrocious because if you just suck on one character, it's like fuck you. I guess you're not playing the other one,
Hmm.
and it's not good. It's just not good.
Yep. I think if I mean I know that the game's free now, and so it's like, oh, you can't have everything. 'Cause like Apex, you don't have all the characters at first, but
They had 5 years of you having everything.
yeah.
Why do it to new players? We're like, oh, you can't have everything. It's like, again, we're going back in feature quality. We took 1 step forward and 5 steps back. The
Yeah,
maps
I just I feel bad for new players, honestly.
map selection is sad. You really start to feel
Oh
it.
yeah, the map selection. You were excited about the maps, yeah? What do you think of the new ones?
I like the new maps. I think they're good. What I don't like is that you really start to feel how limited the map pool is in this game. You really feel how limited it is.
I really don't like the one where I forget what it is. Is it Brazil? There's one map that I hate. I feel like I've not won a single game on the map, and I don't know
Is
if it's because I always get
it
attack on
London?
it. Maybe I need to like see it because I don't know the names yet. I just know what they look like.
I haven't gotten into New York yet, where it's the fire truck. I haven't gotten that payload map yet. New maps are good. They're well designed for the new characters, and they're well designed in terms of geometry. What I find absolutely fucking annoying, though, is that the map pool is not great. Like, the maps got
Hmm.
switched around and stuff, and we knew that was coming, but, like, they took out 2 CP from comp, right?
Yeah, and I liked Anubis. Not really Hanamura or
So
Volkaya, but I liked Anubis.
they take out 2 CP, and all they add was like 3 maps that are viable for comp. And while that is a big step forward, you take out like 6 maps. So you take out 6 CP maps, and you only add 3, and now those maps that were before there, like the double maps, like Elios and shit, just doesn't
Hmm.
exist anymore. There's just like all the double maps that were around, that adds like 6 more maps. You're taking out like 10 or 12 maps from the game, and it just feels bad because there's only like it feels like I'm playing Smash Brothers, selecting the starting stages, and there's only 5.
Oh my gosh, you know the glitch I was talking about where I'm like the yes, it thinks I'm a new player and it doesn't give me all the characters. It
Uh
literally
huh.
happened just now. Just now I queued up into a game. I went to like select the character I wanted to change mid round, and I only had
They're
like Moira and Lucio and Kiriko because that's who I'm currently playing.
yeah
It was like must unlock via battle pass.
they're currently fixing that, but it's gonna take till the end of October for them to fix it.
Mhm.
Potentially, it could take to the end of the year. And that's dog shit.
Yep. And that would like a whole month trying to do comp or even just quick play with like characters just randomly become unavailable mid game. That's really problematic in a game where it's always been very largely based around like counters. Like my really good friend who loves Overwatch and is a very intelligent person who I 100% trust his advice when it comes to Overwatch always used to be like Overwatch just a big game of rock paper scissors. And so like to be like, you can't just suddenly be playing a character that you need is like, okay, that sucks.
It's rock paper scissors. Just someone shot a gun this time and shot. Gun beats everything.
Gun beats everything.
all I imagine is there's like, the tank, the support, and the DPS getting, rock, paper, scissors, and McCree's off in the corner and he shouts gun, and then he kills them all with
Gun.
kills them
I
all
feel
with
like
a high
Junkrat with his
noon.
bomb would be truly beating everything.
Junkrat is good, although people do not like Bastion right now.
He's fun to play.
He's fun to play. He has a better assault rifle. He's really good at range. He's also really fucking strong.
He melts people really fast. Like, he just deletes a tank if you walk around the corner and you don't have any of your, like, abilities to protect yourself.
What I find so annoying, though, is Mercy's Guardian Angels on a 2-second cooldown, and you really feel it. Oh, you feel that so much.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh,
one
the Diva bubbles, too. Not the Diva, Zarya bubbles.
Oh, the Zarya bubbles are amazing. Being able to do 2 personal bubbles, and, like, you keep one bubble on yourself, and then you get a refresh, and you get another bubble, and you always have an extra one. It's great. I'd say,
I mean, it's not great
though,
to play against.
fair enough. A lot of people don't like Moira, even though Moira got nerfed again. Her orbs, they travel
Back
slower,
normal.
and her orbs travel slower, and they do less damage. I think their damage threshold is only like 110 now, versus 150. So, like, everyone hates her for whatever reason. I think it's because the new UI and engine just make shit go faster, so, like, her jump dash
People
makes...
were talking about playing ball. I haven't tried out ball yet. I've been kind of putting off my tank placement to like get used to it again. And people are saying ball is so much fun because I can't even play him though. Ugh, I can't even play my boy.
Ball is fun
I
because
can't.
he has a faster acceleration.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
He accelerates really fast, but he's also really hard to control.
Wait, let me see what characters are available. I can play Kiriko, Moira, Mercy, Lucio, Pharah, Widow, Tracer, Torb, Soldier, Sojourn, Reaper. And for the tanks, I've just got Junker Queen, Winston, Orisa, and then I think I also have Zarya.
They need to nerf Sojourn's radius on her gun. Not on her bomb, that is. They need to nerf it because it's her grenade, whatever it is, the shock thing. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Like...
The shock pulse or whatever, like it has
Oh,
that,
the thing that slows you down?
Yeah, that does damage, slows you down, and it makes it harder to move, but it covers like the whole goddamn choke point.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if they got rid of the CC where it makes you harder to move. They're supposed to be moving away from CC, right?
Yes.
I'd be okay with it doing a little bit more damage, though, to make up for it.
Although in their eyes it wouldn't be considered a CC because it's not a stun.
Yeah. I just use CC as like a blanket term or umbrella term for anything that restricts movement or slows you down or stuns you or boops you.
No, quick play. How do you feel about quick play?
Quick play? I don't know.
Like it? Don't.
It's quick play. I feel like it's still easier than comp. I feel like it's fine for just
I think quick play is
warming up and chilling.
Very nice and casual. It's very casual now. I don't feel like I'm blowing a casket every time I try to do something.
I think all the tryhards have gone back to comp, which like I kind of want to do as well, but as I told you from my experiences last night of going like 5 and 2 L's to W's, I might wait for a bit before I go back to playing comp every day.
Comp has a new level system in terms of your games. You do gain SR, that is a thing, and you do get assigned SR, like when you win games. But in order to be placed, you have to win 7 games.
Yep.
Or you got to lose 11 in a row.
11 in a row, or just 11?
You got to lose 11 in a row to de-rank.
Okay.
So win 7 games in comp. And from what I heard is that now, in order to de-rank in terms of like SR stuff, you have to lose 11 games straight and then you D rank.
Well, hopefully that won't happen, but I just got a team kill as Widow. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I just headshot all 5 of them. Widow still feels good. Happy to report.
That is nice, nice. Now, the other thing for comp is that I like that system better than the old system of pure SR ratings going up and down. Because now, even if you do have a Smurf, they can't affect you unless you get 11 Smurfs in a row.
Which is very unlikely.
Now, missing features. There's no find a group setting. Why?
Oh, that upset me so much.
It's like, well, this is what I'm talking about, shooting themselves in the foot. So you make a
Yeah,
better...
I'm mad about find a group. I forgot about that.
You make a better gameplay style. You make it easier for games to go through. You make a smoother UI. And you make it so that you can, do things on the fly or whatever. You also make it so the engine runs better. And you even make a smooth gameplay style for everyone involved. But you make it so that now people can't find anyone to play with. You release a free-to-play game so you can have more people join your community, but you get rid of a feature that allows them to communicate with each other and find people on your game?
Yeah, how am I supposed to make friends now? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just go into chill kill lobbies? Like, how am I supposed to find groups to play with?
So I don't get it, like, every single game, free-to-play or otherwise, has a lobby system. Has a find-to-game system in some form or fashion. Right? Am I not wrong?
Yep. I mean, like, I don't always use them, but I know they pretty much exist.
So, they release a free-to-play game and get rid of a lobby system. Even TF2. Team Fortress fucking 2 has a party system, and it's a basic bitch party system, and you can join, and you can search for community servers to join, and it lists the amount of players and shit in there, and you can still friend them. But, like, they still have a lobby system. There's still a lobby system for matchmaking. Again, I don't understand.
I don't know. I just think the group finder was such a weird thing. It feels like, what did they think they were, like, accomplishing with that? Like, what does that add? Okay, everything they do to the game should add to the game, build on the game, make the game better in some way. How does getting rid of find a group make the game better?
It doesn't.
I'm really, really interested to hear their freaking logic, you know?
Oh, also, the UI. While it is smooth looking, it's not smooth in function. If I want to go to an extended menu to actually, access my social, access my options, my gameplay settings, and interface or whatever, I have to, like, click it. On a controller, you just click the start menu and you go to the options. But all the extra shit that used to be just in the main menu for Overwatch is now behind either the escape key or a different menu button.
Oh yeah, that kept confusing me.
And then there's menus inside of menus. So, like, the options contains even less. They condensed the options menu even further. But now you have to scroll through. So, like, if you go to, like, video, there's graphics, video, gameplay, and then...
Oh yeah, there's so many more settings.
There's just, like... Instead of having more categories, they just group them up into large blocks.
Yeah. And, like, changing that isn't necessarily bad on its own. It's just, like, again, what does that add to the game? Like, it's not making it better. It's just making it harder to navigate.
The other thing I don't like is the friend list. So, like, this might sound nitpicky, but before you had a friend list, and it showed, like, 80 friends on a page at a time, right? Now it only shows 12.
No, it doesn't show that many, yeah.
It shows, like, 12 on a page, and you have to scroll through, like, 6 panels to find people if you have a long friend list. It's not game-breaking, it's just really annoying. And it makes
oh my gosh, Actus. You should see the headshots I'm hitting on the enemies, Sombra and Genji right now as Winnow. It's a feels-good moment. Maybe I was sweating too hard in comp last night and failing, so now I'm overcompensating.
You're compensating for the noobs? However, I will say what I liked overall about the release of Overwatch 2. I liked how the game releases. I like the new engine, the new lighting system, the just how the game feels. What I don't care for was the queuing system, having to have a basic phone plan for getting in accounts, making it much harder to do shit to log in, having the game release with a shit ton of bugs, and having everything feel like it just was in the beta. This game still feels like it's in beta, but it finally released. There's still game-breaking bugs. There's audio glitches all the time. There's still mic issues. It's like they had all this time to work on this shit and figure it out and get a new engine for it, but it doesn't do it. It doesn't fix anything.
Yeah. I think the game looks really good, except for today someone pointed out to me that like some of the new character highlight intros feel very like pointless because like some of them the old character highlight intros were just like a lot better. Like someone was talking about how like the original game when you select Reinhardt he like swings his hammer and then like it's a fun little like okay it's Reinhardt and there's his hammer he looks so cool. In the new one he just like stands there and stares at you. He's just like oh. And they're like, why would they change the highlight intro from like a cool like swinging his hammer to just like he's just standing there looking at you? Like that feels like a downgrade. So
For
there's like
some of
little
them,
changes like that.
for some of them it's an upgrade. For some of them it's a downgrade like that. Like Moira.
Oh yeah.
Moira looks so stupid. She looks like a fucking Cuphead boss.
Hmm.
She puts her hands together, her eyes grow in size and start to bulge out of her head, and she separates the two orbs, and then she looks decent. It's like, the fuck just happened there? What are you? What are you reaching your second stage inside the inside
She's
this?
transforming.
She's evolving to her second phase.
Your Moira is evolving. Yeah, but like the hamster one is great. He like him like rolls up on the ball and like sticks his face in the camera. That I was like, oh, that's so cute the first time I saw it. But like the other tanks, I'm like underwhelming.
I don't mind the new skins for like the characters. However many years later, um, I don't imagine them wearing so much clothing though. This much time later.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so like take Junkrat for example.
Explain carefully, Cactus.
Take,
Junkrat, interesting. I didn't know your taste went that way.
no,
No judgment.
so
So
Junkrat.
tell me more about how you don't want Junkrat
Oh
to
my
wear more
god.
clothing.
So what I mean is Jesus Christ. What I mean is so like Junkrat in his normal skin is wearing shorts and a t-shirt, right? Ragged, he throws bombs everywhere, right? Now he's wearing like
Mhm.
a long sleeve jacket, a fucking beanie, some kind of shirt, high grade shoes and shorts and shit. I'm like, bro, you blinged him out, but this doesn't look like a Junkrat 10 years later.
Mhm. I feel that.
It's like they took every character and I guess they aged them, but they don't look. They don't dress like their age. They're dressing like they came out of like an 80s dance party. All of
Yeah, I
them.
feel what you're saying. Some of the characters
That's what I
don't
mean
seem all
by
that in character.
that's why I mean by they're wearing more clothing. They're just wearing more clothing than what I would normally see them with. Like take for example like Mercy. Before she just had her normal angel garb or whatever, her battle dress if you want to call it that. And that was whatever. Now it's like she has this battle dress, all these earrings and a bunch of like jewelry and shit. It's like
Mhm.
you have
I mean, it very much depends from character to character. It's like the highlight intro thing, where some of the highlight intros are better, and some of the highlight intros make me question, did this really improve the character, or did they just change it for the sake of changing it?
also character balance feels that way as well, where some things were just changed to be changes, not really to improve anything. And then some changes they change it and then they release a patch and they revert it back. It's like, for example, I think it was Genji got a damage nerf, and then like a day or two later, they like Genji on release had lower damage, and then they put a patch through to give him more damage, saying he has higher damage now, but he doesn't. He just has the same damage as he did before in Overwatch 1. It just, doesn't make sense. They just change shit to change shit.
Yep, that's very much how it feels with me. It's just changing it for the sake of changing it, because you can't have it be the same, which is a very bad reason to change it. Like, there are parts of Overwatch that, like, we all loved and, like, we didn't want to change. Like, I mean, like, 6v6 was arguably one of those things for a lot of people. What's another big one? I guess, like, not having a battle pass was a big thing for a lot of people. So it's like, not all these changes are good.
Oh my god, Workshop
Oh
is
yeah,
broken.
the workshop getting reset.
No, it's not the reset. His workshop is broken.
Is it not working to, like, code new games?
No, like, the code is just broken. I mean, I tested it out beforehand, but, like,
Oh.
it doesn't handle health well. The way that it does shit is so fucking wacky. So, when you... Oh, God. So, the way that it works out with just doing, like, basic sliders or whatever, they have all the sliders there, right? So your sliders can only go up increments of 10. You can't make a custom number on the slider, and if you try to type on that slider, it breaks the slider and doesn't allow you to click off from it. Then you gotta exit out of the screen and then go back into creative mode. A lot of shit in the workshop is just broken. The coding's broken, the way you set up code is broken, the menus are broken most of the time. Setting up the custom game mode for, like, the thing in server took a long ass time.
Yeah, no, the not having the customization, I don't doubt, is very frustrating, because for a long time, custom game modes had such great, like, customization potential. So if they nerfed that, it's like,
no, it's not
why
nerfed.
though?
It's not nerfed. It's just broken. When I say broken, I mean, like, the menus don't work all the time. The actual things, like the actual you trying to do shit to make the game, just doesn't work. Or the game doesn't read it right. Or sometimes the game doesn't apply the changes at all. Sometimes the code fails. Sometimes it doesn't fail. Sometimes you copy the code and it works just fine on another's computer. Sometimes you copy the code and then you change something about it and it breaks it. I had 5 different instances testing one simple game mode where I increased Junkrat's damage and decreased his health, and I got the code, copied it, made a whole new game mode with it, and then changed another thing and tested it. First change, it's fine. Second change, it broke for no reason. Third change, the server didn't run it and it crashed the in-game server. The fourth attempt, it broke again. Then I made the same thing with generated a whole new code. It worked for the first attempt, second attempt it stopped, and the third attempt it crashed Overwatch 2.
Lovely. Everything working perfectly as intended.
Workshop is just broken. It's just
flat
out.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, hopefully that's something they'll patch soon, but it feels bad that, like, they really release it with it being broken.
It's harder to make custom game modes, and it's really dumb that... So all the custom games that they had prior in Overwatch 1, all the presets they have out for you, like the Molten Floor or whatever, those are all still there. Some of them work, some of them don't. It's kind of random when they do or don't work. But it shows that you didn't need to delete the code. It still barely functions, but it functions. It's like, it just makes me wonder, you went through your trouble to make all these presets available to everybody, but you couldn't port over, like, a code
now I might be
converter
disconnecting.
or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just angers me.
I'm asking other people in my lobbies if they also are getting the, like, new player, like, bug, and everyone else is getting it right now too, or at least in this game, in the last game.
What did you say, Ultu Scrap?
I'm asking everyone if they're also getting the new player bugs, and they are indeed, it looks like.
But yeah, no, Workshop is just kaput, broken, dead. Vamos. What else? Oh yeah, double tank. Goats might be making a slight resurgence again in comp because triple tank is disgusting.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
Triple tank
nasty.
is disgusting. The reason it's disgusting is because you can't counter
Tanks
it
are
with.
so overpowered.
Well, one, you well not no, I wouldn't say tanks are overpowered. It's one stat that makes the difference. Tanks deal 25 decreased damage to other tanks.
Mhm.
And deal 35% less damage to armor as a baseline for everyone. So tanks do about 55% less damage to other tanks. So what happens when you run a triple tank and 2 healers? Their tanks cannot swing or attack the other tanks because they don't do enough damage. But they're only
Okay.
tanks. So you then you're forced to essentially run a 1 tank build or all DPS.
Mhm.
That is its only
It,
counter.
it's,
Like a
it's just they make
3D.
tanks. Or you can finish your thought first, then I'll say mine.
Triple tank can only be countered not by triple tank because you'll just sit there in the choke forever being healed and not getting anywhere because of such low damage number. No, the only thing that counters triple tank is triple DPS. But the only thing that can counter a triple DPS is a triple DPS. You can't counter triple DPS with triple tank because the DPS will just shred through the tank's health bar and get ult charged so fast off them that it doesn't matter. It's just the comp metas right now are devolving into triple tank, then triple DPS, and everyone goes DPS versus DPS. Like 5 DPS versus 5 DPS, and the game just breaks and it's done.
I mean, my thought is that basically they made tanks strong enough to be 2 people in the role. So like the tanks had to be strong enough to be essentially represent like 2 tanks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now that they've done this, it's like they're worth 2 people. Like one tank is worth 2 people, like, right? And so if you have like 3 tanks, then it's like you have like 6 people, but like for the cost of 3, you know?
It's like having 4 Ryans on your team in the 6v6 comes. It's like having 4 Ryans and 2 Annas. It just it won't happen. You won't get past. You'll just die.
Yep, and like I played against Triple Zarya the other day. They had like a Kiriko and a Mercy, and I was like, "What is this? Like, what is this?" Like we were being held in our spawn, and they would just time their bubbles so that like we couldn't even do damage to them because they just always have bubbles for each other. And it was nasty. They wouldn't
Was
die.
that in No Limit?
Yeah.
Now roll queue, it's good. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I will say though, DPS makes so much of a difference right now in the game. Like before, it was the deciding factor was your tanks. If you had shit tanks, you were gonna die. Now it's all on your DPS. If your DPS do not perform, it won't happen. It just won't happen.
I feel like when I've played, maybe it's just because I don't play a ton of DPS. I felt like the games I played DPS, I was not that impactful. Whereas when I played tank, I was super impactful.
Well, it's hard because while DPS are extremely impactful, they're also extremely hard to do anything with because tanks are such a fucking meat wall that you can't really go after tanks. So DPS are fighting other DPS, and DPS versus DPS. A Reaper will just either one shot you or 2 shot you and you're done. It's just like everything you do DPS v DPS, okay, then it's the tanks are left over, and whichever tank got the drop on who's gonna win. This is bad. Now, do you have anything else you want to talk about since we're at the pre-ramble?
No, not really. I'm just kind of big chilling.
Fair enough. This
Watch
was
my team die in quick play.
this was a shorter one, but this
Ye-
was our thoughts for Overwatch 2 in its first week. Hopefully things improve.
Hopefully
Now,
it gets better.
they
Yeah, for
did
real.
finally they removed the queuing system issue where it's like 20,000 people, 10,000 people,
Oh,
whatever.
that was painful.
It was it was bad. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the Overtalk. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep.
Ta ta.